Have you heard the latest news? China bought more gold in August. Big deal, right? Well, maybe it is a big deal if we consider that that's the 10th month in a row the Chinese bought gold. But what's even a bigger deal is when we consider the fact that China, they're already the world's largest producer of gold. Why are they finding it necessary to buy even more gold? Does that make sense to us? What is that telling us? What clues is that giving us that we can piece together and maybe develop a thesis in terms of where the precious metals are going, where world currencies might be going in regard to being backed by gold? Let's dig into this because it is fascinating. You might be like me and get a little suspicious when you hear about China hoarding all this gold. I mean, after all, we know they are the world's #1 gold producer, 375 tons per year, only followed by Russia and then Australia. But it gets even more interesting as we've heard reports lately about large amounts of gold being shipped from, yes, Australia, the third country on that list, to China. What's behind all this? Is there a gold-backed currency in the making? Let's run over to Kitco and see what our good friend Niels Christensen has to say about this. China buys 29 tons of gold in August, stretches their buying spree to 10 months. China's appetite for gold remains insatiable as the nation's central bank added more of the precious metal to its foreign reserves for the 10th consecutive month. According to updated foreign reserves data, the People's Bank of China, also known as, we like to say it, PBOC, bought 29 tons of gold in August, lifting year-to-date purchases to 155 tons. Last month's data was also the central bank's biggest purchase since December. So we're on an upswing. The PBOC has been the leading central bank in the gold market, and its current buying spree has matched its previous 10-month run that ended in September of 2019. We got a quote here. Quote, "I don't think the scramble away from the U.S. dollar is going to end anytime soon." That's from our friend Edward Moya, senior market analyst at Oanda. So guys, what's behind all this? The scramble away from the U.S. dollar. Why is China buying so much gold? We already know China, India, Russia, they're the BRICS countries. They've made it explicitly clear that they're in the process of de-dollarizing. That's not music to my ears or your ears as American citizens. That means our dollar will be going down in value. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, or platinum, do yourself a favor and check out Pimbex, the online precious metals bullion dealer and sponsor of Ron's Basement. I was a happy customer before they offered to support the channel. You'll find they have the best prices, quality, and service. I think Pimbex is best, and you will too. And be sure to tell them that you're from Ron's Basement. And we know that those countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, the BRICS countries, plus the other 6 that have joined them, put a much higher level of value on real assets, real things to back their currencies. And at the heart of it all is gold. Is that what's behind this recent upswing in gold purchases by the PBOC, the People's Bank of China? He says, "I don't believe the U.S. dollar is going to zero anytime soon, but there's a real effort to diversify away from the U.S. dollar. And when you start looking at other assets, you don't have a lot of other options besides gold." So if we put ourselves in the feet of these foreign countries like Russia, China, that are at odds with the United States, their options for holding U.S. dollars, holding U.S. treasuries, if they continue to do that, they know, number one, the asset, the dollar, is depreciating in value. Just look at any chart over the last several years. The dollar, we know that, right, has gone down in value. But now the icing on top, the cherry on top, however the heck you want me to say it, is the fact that the dollar has been weaponized in their view. The dollar, through sanctions and confiscations, could be taken away. So these countries are like, maybe we need to move away from the dollar. And what do they move to? They want to move to what's always been real money. Look, I love the United States. I love the dollar, I guess you could say. But at the end of the day, when we look at history, when we look at the facts, silver, gold, even platinum for that matter, those are real money. Those are the forms of real money. Are we moving, do you think, towards an environment where we are going to see maybe even explicitly gold-backed currencies? I mean, the argument can be made now that throughout the world, money is still backed by gold, backed by silver, that we've never really gone off the gold standard. But are we moving into an environment where we may see an explicit gold-backed, gold standard type system again? What do you see when you put it all together? I see the world moving away from the dollar. I see a country like China, who's already the world's largest producer of gold. And all of that gold they produce, they keep in their country. But on top of that, they've gone to the extraordinary measure of actually purchasing more gold in the open market. And don't forget, guys, China is the world's second largest economy, not too far behind the United States. And when you combine all those BRICS economies, plus the 6 additional countries joining them, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Iran, Argentina, Egypt, and Ethiopia, they become a real powerhouse that want to back their currencies with more real assets. Vladimir Putin said it himself that the days of the imaginary make-believe fairyland dollar are coming to an end. So when we look at what China's doing, it makes sense that at some point we're going to have a world currency or a world reserve currency, for that matter, that's going to be backed explicitly by silver and gold. I'm not saying it's going to happen next month, maybe not even next year. But when I look out over a 5-10 year horizon, I can see that as a real possibility. And when I look at the facts on the ground, and it's not just China, we know the world central banks for the last few years as a whole have bought more gold than any other time, even most of the time when we were on the gold standard. Look, guys, I think the prospect looks good for precious metals maintaining their value, helping people preserve their wealth. I know that's what a lot of you choose to do, back your wealth with precious metals, whether it's 10%, 20%, whatever you do. I think it's a smart move, but remember, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not giving financial advice, just my opinion. And when I look at the clues, that's what I see. Take care, go watch a live stream, and I'll see you soon.